Hello YouTube, how y'all doing? I tried to do this video once already and it just became a clusterfuck of rambling and babbling, and I really want to keep it super short, okay? So this video is about my oils and how do I make my oils and why do they sit for so long and what are some of the exceptions. So to start off, all of my oils, once they get strained, as much as I can goes into these little glass amber bottles, and they sit for about 6 months. Now, first of all of my oils are non-edible oils. I do not make edible-based oils. I also don't try and use a lot of essential oils. These are essential oils that I got from Michael's. I don't like essential oils because they smell too perfumey and they take over the general composition of the oil, so to speak. So all of my oils are stored for a month, and they all have the date on them of when I can strain them and start to use them. Now, you know this is a pre-recorded video, so you can fuck off with the "it's long past December" part, because for me, it's not even December yet. So, when I make an oil, all of the ingredients, every single last ingredient that goes in gets the intentions, it gets psalms read over them, it gets incantations if there's any to be read over them, it gets energy put into them. So much so that I generally don't shake the oils every single day. I will every now and then walk by and give them a good shaking. So with all of the intentions and magical energies being placed into every single ingredient, and that's every ingredient, not just all of them at once, not just, you know, a couple here or there, it's every single ingredient gets the intentions, okay? And then the oil goes in, and the oil is generally pure, extra virgin olive oil. And I usually buy the big jugs of extra virgin olive oil that runs for about $20-25, and I can get a lot of oils made out of it. Now, I only make oils that I'm going to be using in the near future. I never make anything, whether it's an incense or an oil or a tea or whatever, unless I'm going to use it. Because I see a lot of witches on YouTube who have oils and incense and this and that they've made, and some of them are like 5-6 years old and they've got hundreds and hundreds, and I don't understand why. Why collect if you're not going to use it? Just use it or don't make it. That's my opinion. Okay? So a lot of these oils get used in making things like this, a hoodoo, I call it a hoodoo oil lamp. It might not actually be the proper name for it, but whatever. So the oils sit for about a month, they get shaken every so often, and when I do, I put more intentions into them. I sometimes will use grapeseed oil if I'm dealing with money-related oils. But I mostly use virgin olive oil. I'll use walnut oil if I'm doing things with things like mugwort or whatnot. I do have a mugwort, I think that's... No, it's one of these damn... Oh, it's in the back there. It's in the back. It's this oil here. Now, I will sometimes, if I don't have the oil on hand, like I didn't have walnut oil when I was making that mugwort oil, so I just used extra virgin olive oil. Oil isn't all that important to me. It's more of the intentions that I'm putting into the herbs. The intentions are the most important part. You need to clearly define what the oil is used for and what it is not used for. And you need to also make sure that you label your oils as well. Oils will sit for about 6 months. I keep mine in dark, cool places, so it's right by a window that's sometimes open. Most of my oils are in here for the amber bottles. I'm gonna need to get another one of these because, as you can see, I'm starting to run out of room. And I try to keep everything very organized, very neat, very clean, because it's very important to me as a witch to be able to get to the things I need to get to very quickly and very easily. Okay? So all of my oils sit for 1 month before I can use them. 1 month. There's no exception except for the oil of the dead, which has to be made in a cauldron and has to be made over a period of 3 days. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of that because that is, you know, it's a private recipe, private ritual, all of that jazz. And this is essentially after 3 days what the oil looks like. It looks very much like the extra virgin olive oil. It's a little bit darker because of the ingredients that's been used in it, but the key here is the intentions. The intentions are very, very important when you're making oils, okay? So once my oils sit for about a month, sometimes I will make them in these, and unfortunately I can't reuse this because the cork would need to be washed, and you don't wash the corks, or at least I don't. So I generally just throw these out after I've strained from them. You can find these at Monterey Bay Spice Company and Mountain Rose Herbs. I need to order a whole bunch more, so I'll probably do that for next month. And so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope that gives you enough information on how I make my oils. So all the intentions go into every single ingredient, the oil goes in, we put more intentions in, and then we let them sit for a month. Sometimes I'll shake them every day, sometimes I won't. It depends on what the oil is being used for and what kind of intentions I've put in and how much of my own magical energy I've put in. The last thing I do want to talk about is stones. I do sometimes put stones in my oils, and when I do that, I make the oil on the day of the new moon so that the oil can sit under the moonlight. I'm an east-facing window so they can sit inside. They sit for 1 month. They'll sit under the moon from the new moon to the next new moon, getting all of the essence of the moon, all of it in general, specifically for those gems that are inside, so that those gems can get powered and they can infuse the oil with their magical properties. After I strain the oil, I will wash the stones or the gems in the dishwasher itself, and then place them in some Himalayan bath salts or next to some selenite that you see here. Okay, so that's how I make my oils and how I deal with my oils, and it is a process, it is a long process, but it's very important that it be a long process. This isn't, I see a lot of witches who make oils that they're like, yeah, in 3 days this will be ready, and you know, maybe for them that works, but it doesn't work for me, at least for most of my oils, unlike my oil of the dead, which again is a very elaborate oil and a very elaborate ritual that goes along with it. Okay? So I hope this gives you some information, some insight, some ideas, some tips, some tricks. Ask some questions, you know, get some comments going. And if you're new, welcome. I'm not as sassy today as I normally am. But make sure you hit that subscribe button. Definitely head over to Patreon, become a Patreon subscriber. There's definitely lots of benefits. Down below in the description, there's my PayPal. Please, if you don't want to be a Patreon, please feel free to donate to PayPal. Whatever you feel is appropriate will work. The money is used so that I can show you guys more things, do more like additions, like cooking edition, do more like herbal series, be able to show you and teach you more. I'm not really a teacher, but quote unquote teach you more things of the craft. There's all kinds of benefits included in donating, so you know, any little bit helps. Okay, don't forget to subscribe and definitely hit that like button. Thanks.